The final Batsuit in the DC universe marks an epic chapter where even the mightiest beings tremble. The creators of the universe, the guardians of all things, bear witness to a man who will never yield. Bruce Wayne, tempered by pain and tragedy, was not destined to stand with the gods. Yet, through countless trials, from the darkness of Gotham to the edges of the multiverse, he has transcended all mortal limitations. As detective, knight, strategist, and savior, he stands tall where no one else dares. As the sixth dimension unfolds, the fate of all reality demands more than courage or will. Bruce Wayne responds, with the ultimate weapon, not a suit of cold steel, or a product of advanced technology, but the essence of existence. It is the crystallization of every harsh lesson, every painful defeat, and every glorious victory. The ultimate Batsuit is not just an invention, but a symbol of the ultimate rise, where man challenges the gods. The story of Justice League, which begins in issue 19, is not just an epic, but a testament to the undying will, overcoming all limits of the universe and destiny. This armor, combining intelligence, determination, and human nature, becomes a flame that lights the way to protect reality. Affirming that even in the deepest darkness, one person can forever change the course of fate. It pulls the League into the primordial fabric of reality, forces Superman to walk through the fire of cosmic imprisonment, and sets Batman face to face with the throne that belongs to the gods. The story opens with Hawkgirl, whose wings are not just feathers but constellations of order, a map woven from her own soul. The League believes that this archetype may be the key to unlocking the door to the fifth dimension, known as the realm of imagination. In their quest for answers, they summon the man most knowledgeable about the nature of this world, Mr. Mixie, known as the Traveler of Paradox. After his bizarre antics, in which Green Lantern is reduced to a reality-bending circus, act like Plato's philosophical illusions, Mixie finally reveals the hidden truth. The fifth dimension is indeed a realm of imagination, but the map they hold also opens the way to something beyond the mind's grasp. It is the sixth dimension, described as the control room of creation, a sealed realm, reserved for beings of unfathomable power. There, the whispers of the gods resound. The Watcher, the Anti-Watcher, and the Shaper of the World are the architects who shape the multiverse. Yet they are all descendants of a greater power than Perpetua, Mother of Creation, Queen of Darkness, who gave birth to all universes with a breath as light as the serenity of a human being. Revealed as the Justice League not only confronts the forces of darkness, but also penetrates the mysterious spaces of the supreme power. Superman, with courage, voluntarily enters the sixth dimension, but the gateway leading to it is an elaborate trap. He is imprisoned in a prison of eternal darkness, where there is no light, no hope. It seems that fate has decided. However, Superman is not just an ordinary man. He is a symbol of faith and indomitable will, chosen to light hope in the midst of despair. Meanwhile, the remaining members of the Justice League are drawn into a seemingly perfect future, where they witness glorious victories over Perpetual. John Stewart shines with the power of the White Lantern. Superman reaches a glorious ascension, and Orel and Martian Manhunter build a common legacy together. At first glance, everything seems ideal, but the illusion gradually fades, revealing a terrifying truth. The perfect Superman, the symbol of that future, is the architect of a false world. He reveals that this multiverse is his own creation, and to protect reality, a new crisis must be overcome. He makes a bold proposal: erase the current multiverse and replace it with a reality of his own making. This declaration not only challenges fate, but also puts the Justice League at a crossroads that will determine the fate of all reality, where hope and truth collide in a war that transcends all limits of space and time. And the League firmly rejects that plan, because they cannot accept the trade-off of countless lives. However, Batman remains aloof, silently observing. The haunting memory of the defeat in the Battle of Barbados still weighs heavily on his mind, making him believe that sometimes victory requires sacrifice. Unlike his teammates, Batman is willing to consider the proposal that the World Forger makes. In secret conversations, the World Forger expresses respect and calls Batman one of the greatest strategists who ever lived. He leads Bruce before the throne of unlimited power, asserting that it does not belong to him but to Batman. A place called the Chamber, a place that can shape any concept beyond imagination, where we can create reality. Meanwhile, Superman is still drifting in the infinite space, trapped between the boundary of nothingness and existence. His only hope is the memory of those he loves, and the will that never gives up. Slowly, he feels the faint light emitted by the baby stars that symbolize the power of faith and love. Superman turns towards them, flies through, absorbs that energy, and that energy continues to spread, amplifying infinitely. The narration affirms that this is one of his most glorious moments, when Superman transcends all physical limits, beyond the boundaries of thought and imagination. In this moment, he may be the most powerful version ever recorded, capable of reaching and penetrating the sixth dimension itself. Batman faces an unimaginable test of loyalty. The World Forger has ordered him to extinguish the last ray of light from the sun, Superman's last remaining breath, forcing him to push his closest comrade into despair. In a tragic moment, Batman bows his head and apologizes to Clark, watching his brother's last light fade away. It seems that Bruce has betrayed his friend for an ideal he believes is necessary for the survival of all. But this is Batman. In the 25th issue, the curtain is lifted. When confronting the entire Justice League, he unveils his greatest creation, the final Batsuit. This thing can not only read the heartbeat of humans, but can also rewrite individual cells, bend wills, and reshape thoughts. In that alternate reality, Batman once used this suit to control the minds of the League, forcing them to obey the ideals of the World Forger. This seems absurd, because the power of the armor can almost restructure the entire story, turning everyone into a mirror version of Batman himself. If he wanted to, Batman could destroy the entire Justice League in a single moment. But that was not his true goal. It was all part of a larger plan he had laid out. Batman had never been loyal to the World Forger. He was simply stalling for time, burning out his destiny where destiny needed him most. When facing the team, Batman fought not with strength alone, but with faith. He insisted that they must overcome their limitations, let go of their fears, and place their trust in Superman, the only one who could lead them to the light. Batman's gamble finally paid off. In a burst of brilliant energy, Superman returned, armed with the power of countless starlets, the rays of hope he had once inspired. With a single blow of power beyond all limits, he struck down the creator of the physical world that could give birth to an entire universe. This action proved that Superman was the heart of the Justice League, their irreplaceable soul. And so, Batman's strategy and iron will brought victory. The creator of the world, sensing the power of unity, decided to side with the Justice League in the fight against Perpetua. This victory became the prelude to the greatest battle in their history, ushering in a dark age when the League had to face a threat beyond all imagination. The Batsuit was ultimately considered one of Batman's greatest creations, a structure that could confront the entire Justice League at once, warriors with enough power to destroy countless multiverses, where each realm was a complete reality. Their battle even reached the source wall where the border of creation ended. In a drop of blood, countless universes were formed. Beyond these are the divine realms, where beings exist beyond the limits of space and time. Beyond these heavens is limbo, where even the gods go when they die, and above them is the overseer realm, which decides which realities are allowed to exist and which must be erased. The Batsuit that Batman created transcends these dimensions, reaching into the 5th dimension, where beings like Mr. Mixie can hold all of creation in the palm of their hands. The suit is essentially a 6th-dimensional creation, forged in Element X, the energy of the first creators. It can warp reality by rewriting the structure of the mind at the cellular level. Its potential is both glorious and terrifying, a perfect symbol of the paradox that is Batman himself, a man without any superpowers, yet with enough will and intelligence to stand tall among the gods. In battles that span the dimensions of the universe, Batman has always been a brilliant detective, a brilliant strategist, and a man willing to bet everything for a greater cause. Though his glory days may have passed, the final Batsuit remains one of the most inspired creations in the DC Comics universe. It is not only the pinnacle of his intelligence and creativity, but also a symbol of his unending sacrifice. This armor represents Batman's determination, even when it requires painful choices, such as temporarily betraying his teammates to ensure their long-term safety. The power of the final Batsuit goes far beyond conventional limits, reaching every corner of the multiverse, and even reaching outside realities at immeasurable speeds. This is Batman's ultimate masterpiece, a masterpiece that not only reshapes the battlefield, but also has the ability to restructure the mind of anyone who confronts it. Putting this power in Batman's hands is an incredible thing, because it is equivalent to giving him the power of a god. But for Batman, that power is not to dominate, but to protect. This armor is not just a weapon, but a testament to his indomitable will and timeless vision. Fans are eager to see the return of the armor, not only because of its unparalleled power, but also because it represents the undying spirit of a man who dares to defy fate. It's awesome. If you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments.